I want to do this video real quick because I see a lot of virtue signaling going on from the right and from the left. More from the right now, who typically make fun of violence that happens to people on the left. And now they're taking it very seriously when the left is saying bad things about their personalities on the right. You have to understand something. The Charlie Kirks and Erica Kirks of this world, and the AOCs and the Bernie Sanders and the President Donald Trump and the Joe Bidens and the Matt Walshes and the Ben Shapiros and the Brian Tyler Cohens and the Midas Touches of this world, they live on a completely different level, including the Benny Johnsons, the Tim Pools. They're on an entirely different level. They have access to the halls of power. They have the red carpet rolled out on them continually. They are not who we are. So when you see what's going on here and you just ask questions or you mock certain personalities who appear to be taking advantage of everybody else, like the TPUSAs and the Andrew Colvitts and the Erica Kirks, and like Charlie Kirk used to do when he was alive, like Matt Walsh is doing, like Brian Tyler Cohen does on the left, like Dave Pacman does, like the Young Turks, and all these people who have been promoting the left versus right paradigm lie for years. You have to understand you're dealing with a different slice of humanity who really want bad things to happen to you, and you can see it in their rhetoric, you can see it in the policies and the personalities they back, and you can see it in the things they post on the internet. This is Matt Walsh saying, the left will kill you. Well, maybe, but what are you talking about? Are you talking about everybody on the left? Are you talking about even the lemmings who've been hoodwinked, like all the people on the right have been hoodwinked by the deception of politics? What do you mean by the left will kill you? The leftists in the halls of power, the political pundits, the ones who are the puppets dangling from the banking puppet master strings, yeah, they will kill you. The military industrial complex, the prison industrial complex, they're continuing with this long and failed and costly drug war. Both the left and the right do it. They have different kind of rhetoric. Some is more deceptive than the others, but you can see through it all because you can see that they're just hypocrites and liars. So Matt Walsh takes offense at what Kyle Kulinski posted on Secular Talk about this fake grieving widow grifter costume having to do with Erica Kirk, because a lot of people on the left and the right aren't buying the lies of what TPUSA and the new TPUSA CEO is putting down. We don't buy it. We don't buy what you're talking about. And, you can call it critical all you want. You can call it unfair. But if you embrace a Palantir-owned psychopath, that's J.D. Palantir Vance, who was bought and paid for by Peter Thiel long ago, while pushing the government's official story about who killed your spouse without any further investigation, saying Tyler Robinson is definitely guilty when you don't even know that, and the FBI lies all the time, and you continue to support a pedo-protecting administration, what's more disgusting? Mocking these people or participating in an administration that's hiding and covering up for one of the largest blackmail/pedo rings in American history? Matt Walsh says the left will kill you. Celebrate your death and mock your grieving loved ones. This is what we're up against. Demons who will piss on your grave and spit on your widow as she mourns. This is your enemy. What more do they need to do for you to see that? Well, guess who's really celebrating death? Guess who's really meting out death at the hands of the military-industrial complex right now? The Trump administration, just like Biden did it, just like Trump did it in his first term, just like Obama did it. Obama dropped 39 bombs, just bombs. Not to mention the launching of missiles or the other attacks on foreign nations. But Obama dropped 39 bombs every single day of the 8 years he was sitting as president on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Donald Trump bested him by dropping 46 bombs today. Just look at the Pentagon's air power summary. And that's just what they let us know. I bet it's far worse than that. When the defense contractors get a contract from the U.S. government, a lot of death is going to ensue. That's pretty disgusting. So the halls of Congress, the Democrats and the Republicans, the leftists and the rightists celebrate death, and they'll celebrate your death and your demise and the robbery of you and your loved ones. through the IRS, through the income tax, through property tax. They have the power to do something about it, but they don't do something about it. Why? Because they don't want to. Because they don't work for you. If they work for you, they would definitely relieve you of the burden of the IRS, of the fake money supply and the dishonest fiat currency Ponzi scheme going on by the Federal Reserve called the United States dollar, which is a Federal Reserve note of debt. They would do something about that because, they have power, right? Or don't they have power? Do they say they have power, but they never really make these substantive changes because somebody else actually controls them? There's somebody behind the curtain that's more powerful than they are. So when you got a Matt Walsh right here, forgive me, I just don't believe his virtue signaling. It's all signaling and no virtue. Sean Farash makes fun of Candace Owens, and I'm not saying Candace Owens is on your side, or Tucker Carlson, or Nick Fuentes, or Brian Tyler Cohen, or Midas Touch, or any of these people. None of them are on your side. If they're fomenting division and the demoralization campaign, which is exactly what voting is a demoralization ritual. If somebody's trying to get you to participate in that demoralization ritual, they are not only not your friend, they are your avowed enemy. Sean Farash, the guy who is known for the impersonations of Donald Trump. If you're on the left, you're not my enemy, says Candace Owens. And then Sean Farash says, some of us understand what you're saying, others don't. I like the sense that Ian Malcolm is making here, but has her behavior been unusual? Her intimate hugs with Vance, the comparison of Vance to her husband, the seeming lack of tears, her seeming rise to political aspirations? Is she not just another puzzle piece who seems subservient to the Jays and to Israel? Are you? Wall Street Ape says, we cannot coexist with people who want us dead. It will take a very strong leader to finally acknowledge this. Guess who wants you dead? The federal government wants you dead, but they want to bleed you of all your time and laboring energies first. That's what taxation is all about. That's what inflation is all about. That's what the dilution of the money supply is all about. That's what $6.2 trillion in CARES Act with a $4 trillion Federal Reserve backstop is all about. That's what funding and financing and enriching and causing to be the most prosperous they've ever been of the corporate elite. That's what that's all about by Congress. And then somebody writes this, fake Christians calling us demon is funny AF. Don't include yourself in the left, because this is a response to Matt Walsh's post, which means this person right here is a leftist. Matt Walsh is a rightist. So you put yourself in this political box and then you demean and you demoralize yourself that way on a voluntary basis. Pedo Protector Mike includes Trump's boot for licking, 1 ticket to Epstein Island, empty legislative calendar, tax cuts for billionaires not included, a backbone, affordable health care, which affordable health care would be robbery. Leftist, it would be robbery of the American people. If you want people to have health care, why don't you support somebody? Why don't you shell out money out of your own pockets voluntarily? Don't tell somebody else that they need to pay for somebody else's health care. Let's watch the infighting that left versus right politics breeds from Nick Fuentes.
Matt Walsh, you're such a good little Shabbos goy.
No, I'm a man. I have a beard and I wear a flannel shirt. I'm a man.
But when the Jews crack the whip, whoosh, whoosh. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro.
Literally, and Michael Knowles, little fairy. Oh, I'm such a cool little metrosexual. I'm Michael Knowles. I'm dancing on the table like a little fairy. And he bends the knee for Israel. Candace Owens, meanwhile, is a boss bitch. She don't take no shit from nobody. What you mean? What you mean I ain't on Daily Wire? What you mean I can't do my show, bitch? That's Candace Owens. That's my impression of Candace Owens.
And while the Matt Walshes of the world are posting things like this, Gunter Eagleman is posting things like this, and I'll read what Gunter Eagleman says while I'm playing the video. Disgusting. I was just sent this video from a follower of Halloween celebrations at the Washington Square Park in New York. Their sign read, Charlie Kirk neck massages. If you haven't realized just what we're up against yet, you'll never see it. Truly dark and disturbing stuff, while his president, the president of the United States, are blowing up boats out of the water, telling Americans that they're narco traffickers who are trying to come to America to kill a bunch of Americans with fentanyl, something that we can't actually substantiate because the United States government, including the intelligence agencies, are constantly lying to us about the weapons they deploy on others as they murder human beings across the globe, including in the ocean. But this person makes a good point, because a lot of people did make fun of Paul Paul Pelosi when he got attacked. Remember that about a year and a half, 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. You thought this was hilarious. How did that change of heart happen now? You've got Don Jr. saying the internet remains undefeated. Also, if you switch out the hammer for a red feather boa, you could be Hunter Biden in an instant. And the actual post says, got my Paul Pelosi Halloween costume ready. So, it happens on both sides, but you've got hypocrisy, you've got the cult of personality, you've got Stockholm syndrome, you've got people locking themselves in their own echo chamber and cementing themselves in their own cognitive dissonance and expressing their own cognitive bias. And it's really not good for anybody. I mean, look what politics does to people's brains and hearts. It just strips you of your humanity. We should all be seeing these people the exact same way. I'm talking about the AOCs of the world, the Bernie Sanders, the Tucker Carlsons, the Erica and Charlie Kirk, the TPUSAs, the Andrew Colvitts, the Dave Packmans, the Brian Tyler Cohens, the Brandon Tatums, the Nick Fuenteses. These people are not in your corner. They're not on Team Humanity. The Alex Jones of the world, the CNN, MSLSD, the faux news, they're not on your side. They want to continue to divide us. Yeah, you should be against these people right here. Of course you should be against the hypocritical leftists and the virtue signaling disgusting rightists. They're actually all on the side of Team Bankster. Not you and I. We got to live our daily lives while they muck with the rest of us. It's no measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to this profoundly sick society. And I just want to end with a post from Glenn Greenwald, because this is how deceptive it can actually get. He says, and part of it's really, really true. It speaks volumes that two of the members of Congress whom Trump is targeting, Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, are two of the most anti-interventionist, anti-censorship, and anti-swamp politicians in all of DC. And Massie is whom AIPAC is also targeting most aggressively. If that's true, and I believe that it is, then if all of Congress and all of AIPAC and all of Israel and Donald Trump and his administration are against Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, what hope do you think you have? What good is calling out abject evil without saying, hey, we need to go one step further and flush this whole thing down the toilet and at the very least dissolve Washington's District of Criminals? We need Washington, D.C. like the body needs a brain tumor. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification icon. I will see you in the next video.